Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson. So for today I have two things to show you. It will be rather a shorter class than usual. So the first thing is I want to review with you, or I want to do another worksheet of contractions. Let's watch this video together for you to remind yourselves of what is a contraction.
Melissa, contractions are words used in the English language. Two words are shortened to make one word, and an apostrophe replaces the missing letter or letters. She is equals she's. We use contractions every day when we speak without even thinking about it. We're number one. I don't like beans. You're my best friend. I'm so happy. When we read, contractions can be easy to recognize because they contain a
Okay, so as you can see, a contraction is when we have two words and we join them to become one.
special mark called an apostrophe, but not all words
Don't
with
forget the
apostrophes are
apostrophe.
contractions. The contraction didn't is made of two words, did and not. The O is replaced by an apostrophe, making the contraction didn't. It's important to understand that when a contraction is used, the meaning does not change. For example, the sentence Lucy and Sam didn't know what to do has the exact same meaning as the sentence Lucy and Sam did not know what to do. The sentence will have the same meaning whether or not the author uses a contraction. Did not and didn't mean the same thing. But what about when you're the author? How can you use contractions when you write? Let's practice.
So as she said, of course, the meaning does not change. However, when we are speaking, we use a lot of contractions in our sentences. But when we are writing academic writing, academic, it means important or school-related or university or formal writing. If you're writing a letter or a paper to the president or to a company or whatever, we don't use contractions. Okay, I want you to keep this in your mind. When you are writing something important and formal, we do not use contractions.
Practice. Let's say you are writing a note to a friend to invite her over to spend the night. Carly, I am hoping you are free on Friday night. I want to have you over for a slumber party. We could order pizza. Love, Sasha. Do you see any places in Sasha's letter to Carly where she can combine some of her words to form contractions? Let's look at the first sentence. I am hoping you are free on Friday night. I am are two words that can be combined to form.
Now remember, when she started this lady, when she was speaking, she said that this girl is sending a letter to her friend. Does this mean that this is formal? No. When we are speaking to our friends, it's not like we are speaking to the president of the country, right? So we can speak to her however we want, even when we are writing. So this is not referred to as academic. So you can use contractions.
Form a contraction. It's important to note that there is nothing incorrect about writing I am. We are simply looking for the places in Sasha's letter where she could choose to use a contraction. To make I am into a contraction, we eliminate the A and put an apostrophe in its place, forming the contraction I'm. Or, in the Grammar Songs video Beware of Contractions, the monster apostrophe comes along to eat the A, changing I am into I'm. Let's look at the sentence now to see if there are any other places to form a contraction. I'm hoping you are free on Friday night.
So just like she said, if you keep it I am, it is still correct and it still has the same meaning.
Do you see another place in Sasha's sentence where two words can be combined to form a contraction? The words you are can be made into a contraction. Which letter or letters should we cross out?
Which one do you think we should cross
To
out?
make you are into a contraction, we eliminate the A, and we put an apostrophe in its place, forming the contraction your. Or, In the Grammar Songs video, Beware of Contractions, apostrophe comes along and eats the A, turning you are into your. So if we go back to read Sasha's letter now, it says, Carly, I'm hoping you're free on Friday night. I want to have you over for a slumber party. We could order pizza. Love, Sasha. Sasha! I'd love to! Hooray! You did a great job using contractions.
Okay, so that is it for here. Your homework will be this worksheet. Okay, so it's called Contractions Worksheet number 2. Contractions with cats at the airport. So, what you have to do is circle the words that can be contracted, just like the first paper. There may be more than one in a sentence. Let's do the first one. Mr. Mittens did not get to the airport on time. Where do you think a contraction can happen? Mr. Mittens did not get to the airport on time. We can do did not, right? Sorry, did not. Let me do it again. Okay, so did not can become didn't. Where do we put the apostrophe? Where we actually deleted. So if we deleted the O, we put the apostrophe in the O place. So that's why we put it here. Let me do with you the second one. He had spent too much time cleaning his coat this morning. Where do you think? He had spent. We can do he had can become he'd. Okay, and so we crossed out H and A and we put an apostrophe instead. Okay, let me show you something else. Part 2. Go to part 2, you have forming contractions. So this is the part where I want to see your creativity. Now I know that I did not correct your previous papers, and that is why I want to correct them in class. I want us to discuss them, and I want you to correct each other's papers. So that is why I did not correct any of your papers yet. Okay, I want to do this as a group work. But please do them, and when we meet next week in class, bring all your papers with you. Do not throw any of your papers, okay? I need to see them all because we will work on them together. So part 2, write a sentence in which you make a contraction using the word am. Of course, you have to make it as a contraction. For example, let me give you an example. Let's say the sentence, I am going to school. Period. Don't forget the period. With a contraction, this can become I'm, don't forget the apostrophe, going to school. Period. Okay, so I don't want to see this sentence. I want to see this sentence because it says which you make a contraction using this word. Okay, the next thing that I want to do, okay, so the other thing is this game. As usual, I always give you the lesson and a game or an exercise. So this one, you have to do it like this. And for example, you have to choose which one. Oops. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so, and then you have some grades, some scores, and etc. And مثلا it would. Let's use this one. Oops, by mistake. Okay, you can play around with it. It's fun. Yummy. Okay, it was supposed to be this, but I don't know why it's going the other side. Anyways, so this is a game, and this is your homework for tomorrow. So you only have the worksheet and the game, and to watch these two videos that I will send. See you tomorrow.